Good morning, y'all. It is day 117 and it's very cloudy and rain through the night and supposed to rain today. So, worked out a deal with Pop-Tart and he needs some help on his farm. So I'm going to do a short day today. Well, relatively short. It's going to be 12 miles and try to not have to walk in the rain all day. And then I'm going to go back and we're going to do some work in his barn. I think we have to move some hay around and things like that. So kind of earning my keep, staying at their house, which they have hosted me now for, tonight will be 3 nights. So very gracious, very nice people. And I think it gave him a chance to kind of reconnect with the trail as well. Again, he had the unfortunate mishap with his knee, had to have surgery, and I know he really misses being out here. And he's a big hiker. He would have sure completed this long before I did. But so yeah, I'm doing another slack pack today. He's going to pick me up down at River Road near the Housatonic River, which is I'm going to be walking along the whole time. So yeah, probably going to get wet, but it's okay. And then logistically, I'm trying to figure out the next few days. I will probably go 2 more days and then take a 0 in Salisbury, Connecticut. Again, I'm not going to go 11 and 12 days again like I did before. Learn my lesson. And then after Salisbury, I'll have about 3 days into Massachusetts. And then I have to get off trail. Probably the last time my wife's mother passed away before I started the trail, and decided to have a memorial service for her in the summer when there would be more family available and kids aren't in college, things like that. So I have to get off trail for a couple days, go to that memorial service back in Ohio. So that's kind of logistically what I'm trying to figure out. Where to catch a plane, which will probably be Albany, New York, believe it or not, which is going to be the closest major airport when I'm in Massachusetts. But that's the story. That's what we're figuring out. And as I'm speaking, it is starting to rain. So let's get going. For 3 or 4 miles, the Appalachian Trail crosses into Connecticut and then back into New York before re-entering Connecticut yet again. The mountain ranges here are from 260 to 2,300 feet high, and it basically follows the western side of the Housatonic River. This is the 10th state on my trek, and it's only 50 miles long. It's a relatively small state, and there's a reason for that. In the 1750s, there was a shortage of farmland, and a growing population had forced Connecticut settlers to revisit the terms of the colony's original land grant, the Charter of 1662, which King Charles II had issued. This charter described Connecticut's western border, where I am, as extending all the way to the Pacific Ocean. But Pennsylvania had a royal charter from the same king issued in 1681 that gave them the same title to the land in question. This was not unusual, as the bureaucrats back in England had very little knowledge of the vastness of this area, the terrain, and ignored existing land interests of the Native Americans, and they really never visited the areas involved. So it's not surprising that conflicts arose when Connecticut settlers moved westward. Pennsylvania settlers, Iroquois tribes, and new Connecticut settlers were soon fighting over these land rights. The dispute seemed to calm during the Revolutionary War, except for the Battle of Wyoming, which was fought between the factions, leaving hundreds dead and thousands homeless. Undaunted, the Connecticut settlers returned again and resumed fighting until Congress intervened and ultimately decided in favor of Pennsylvania's claim to the land in question. Hey y'all, so day 117 has come to an end, and I slack-packed, as you well know, and it was kind of a short day. It was only 12 miles, and it was relatively chilly, and this morning it did warm up and got fairly humid, but kind of was rainy and misty and cloudy all day. I didn't really get a lot of good shots anywhere. Pretty good trail. There were several steep ascents, and there was a very steep descent at the end of the day. Took me about 30 minutes to go a half a mile down because it had been raining and the rocks were just really, really slippery. And a lot of people said you got to be real careful on the backside, so yeah, I had to take my time. But I did see another bear, and I caught some of that on video. It was a mom and her cub, and I was walking along and heard this kind of ruffling over in the bushes. Thought it was a squirrel maybe or something, but the cub ran out of these ferns and then ran up a tree. And then the first thing I did is make sure I wasn't between the mother and the cub. And then I didn't see anything behind me. And then I saw the cub come down the tree and start running back across the ferns. And that's when I saw the mother step out. And I never saw the cub again, but the mother just stayed right there and just kind of kept an eye on me. And I didn't really go any further. I wanted to make sure she wasn't going to charge me. I was pretty close on this one. This was about 25 or 30 yards. And so I just kind of eased my phone out of my pocket and started taking some pictures and videos. And she was kind of hiding in those trees and bushes. I never really got a lot of good shots of her, but what I could get, I put on the video today. And yeah, it was really fun to slack pack yet again. So I've got 2 good breaks on my shoulders. And yeah, you know, the trail kind of moves in and out of Connecticut back into New York today, and then it came tomorrow to go back into Connecticut, I think, for the last time. Just it's right along the border, kind of like North Carolina and Tennessee was. And then I helped Pop-Tart get some hay and load up their barn here for their 2 horses. So kind of did a few daily chores here at the house just to kind of help out, since they were so generous to let me stay here. And then we all went out to eat tonight, had some fabulous New Haven, Connecticut style pizza, which I didn't even know existed. I've heard of Chicago and New York pizza, but apparently New Haven, Connecticut has their own way of doing really thin crust pizza. Who knew? So that was good. And then I came back. I did take another slip on those rocks and kind of fell on my bottom, and I was fine. But the foam on one of my trekking poles broke. So one of the things I did tonight was super glue that and get some really strong thread from Pam, and I kind of sutured it back together, put some elastin around it, and some more tape. So I'm hoping it will stay together. It's just a handle, it's not the real pole itself. And that's kind of my day. So tomorrow I'm going back, same place, and heading on north and say goodbye to Pop-Tart and Pam. They've been gracious people, couldn't have asked for more. And I'll make my way north and hope to be in Salisbury by Saturday, which is 2 days away. All right, folks, thanks again for watching, and I'll answer all the comments as soon as I start seeing them come in. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.